Hello everyone, welcome back. In my last video, we have discussed about the actions and abstract entity. In this video, we will implement all these four actions and we try to create one abstract entity and consume that abstract entity within one of these actions. So without wasting the time, let's jump into the system. Each part of this draft application till now we have created the base view or reusable view, travel booking and booking supplement. On top of that, we've created the consumption views. For this consumption view, we created the metadata extension to give the UI to create the list report, and we have created the behavior definition for our base view and consumption view to give authorizations, instance authorizations, global authorizations and the pre-check. And we consume that application, we created the service out of that, and that on top of that service we created the service binding and we saw output as well. Now we will create the actions for this particular application. To create the actions, we have to use action keyword. Whenever you create the action keyword, first action I will define the accept travel. So you have to give the name, obviously, accept travel, and then we have to give importing and exporting parameter. For the accept travel, when user click on the accept travel button, then travel status should be accepted and it should be set to accepted. For that, we don't need any importing parameter, but we need the returning parameter. So returning or exporting parameter, we can say. For that, we have to use one word, result. The result in this case will be the self. Once we modified that particular instance, we have to send entire instance. So that is reason we will use $self, and we have to use cardinality mandatorily. To define the cardinality, you have to use the bracket and you have to pass $self as a result. And whenever this action will trigger, then we have to check authorization as well. Authorization we have already defined, instance and global authorization, and I have explained in detail in my previous video. So here we directly use the authorization. All the declaration of authorization we have to use after the action keyword in the bracket, and we can do control space. I want to use, since we are modifying that particular instance, so authorization on update, whatever the authorization we have on update, I want to call the same authorization. So this is how we have to declare the actions. We have another actions called reject travel. It's almost same, just we have to state the travel status as a reject. So I can use reject travel name, and after that we have one new actions that is called deduct discount. So that is very important for this. This is the reason I'm explaining the again actions. Actions I already covered in manage scenario, but it is little bit different than the manage scenario. So not much difference, but little bit difference. That is the reason. So let me give the authorization. This will also update our booking or our travel instance. What value it will update? It will update the booking fee. Whenever user will click on this particular button, we will create one pop-up. Pop-up will come and user will enter how much discount he want to give. For suppose how much percentage discount he want to give. Suppose he entered a 5, then 5% discount we will apply and modify that booking fee, and we will send back to the front end that modified booking fee. So in this case, what will be the name? Deduct discount will be the name of this particular action, and in this case we will be needing the importing parameter. So to get the importing parameter, we always use here word called parameter, and we have to pass the parameter type. For that passing parameter type, we have to create one abstract entity. Let me create abstract entity as well. You have to right click on the CDS use and new data definition, And since we are creating this abstract entity, so naming convention, we can create GA for abstract entity underscore deduct discount, something like that. I can give which count and deduct, sorry, and I can give any description, deduct discount, and click on next button. This should be the abstract entity. I don't want to use this particular entity to fetch the data. So click on next, and you have to use abstract entity. I don't want to use normal defined view entity. Defined abstract entity, some keyword is there. Let me search it out in my view extend abstract entity creation. You can see we have abstract entity. Defined abstract entity with parameter. I want normal abstract entity. Let me click on finish. It will create one abstract entity. The abstract entity, control space, I think defined view, enter. So you can see we can have the defined abstract entity, and abstract entity name we have to give. If you are not getting the template from when you are creating, you can get template from here also. I didn't selected defined view entity with parameter, that is the reason. So I have to give again name. The name should be the same, is a DDL source name, DDL source code name, as I told you in my previous video as well. So what is the DDL source name? GA underscore. So it should be names same, GA underscore deduct underscore discount. Control Shift X, and in this case I want one name. What name I want? I want one amount. So discount, I can give that field name. It's like a structure only, like we create the structure in Eclipse same way, and should be ABAP dot int1. It should be type integer, so you can give anyone. I want only 100 values, so int1 is more than enough. Left F1 and control F3. Let it activate it. It's behave like the structure only. I got the error. Open ABAP log. What is the issue? You can see the problem view. 6 error I am having. Information of parent. I have used, I think, different template, extend abstract entity. So I have to use the different template here. Define abstract entity, something is there. Extend I don't want. So let me write define view entity. I want define abstract entity with parameter. Okay, let it be with parameter. So in this case, parameter we can remove, GA deduct discount, and parameter is not required in our case. So I can delete the parameter, shift F1, and I can give the element name again, discount, and this should be ABAP int1. Shift F1. Obviously we can extend also if you have a standard abstract entity. That is the reason we have extend parameter, extend template as well. We should use in this case defined abstract entity. Shift F1, control F3. It got activated successfully. Now let me minimize this error log. It's not required. Let me use this one only, control C, in our behavior definition also. I want to use this parameter, and in this case I want some result. Obviously I want result back. I want result cardinality as a 1, and that should be $safe after $self, because after modifying this particular discount I want that particular instance, so I can display in the result. So I can use $self. So this is how we can use, we have to use semicolon. We can use that particular abstract entity as a part of our interface parameter. In this case I can use directly structure as well, but sometime we require this particular parameter like one entity type, which is not available is part of our entity or another entity. I want to create some other entity and I want to get from the user. So that time we define this abstract CDS entity and we use here. The last one is the internal action. So we will use the internal keyword and action. And this case, this will be the recalculate total price. So in this case, recalc total price will be there, and that's it. In this case, this is the internal action. I don't want importing and exporting parameter, so it is not required obviously, and it's just pick up the values from the booking fee, travel fee, travel supplement fee. It will add and calculate the total price, and it will be displayed on the front end. And that's how I want. Let me do shift F1. And internal actions, we don't need authorizations also, so not required because it will be triggered internally only. And let me create for these all 4 actions methods. You can click Control 1. Okay, Control 1. Why I'm not getting the help? Yeah, add all missing method for entity. I want to add, so let me click on the, and you can see in our behavior pool class all 4 method code declared except reject travel, recalculate total price and deduct discount. Before I have to activate my behavior definition, then I have to activate my behavior pool class as well. It got activated. Now we will quickly implement one by one these all the methods. We will start with first method, deduct discount. So whenever we start with the method implementation for this particular action, we will see the importing and exporting parameter of this particular method. So if you see in this one, we are having keys. If you open the derived type of this particular parameter, it have the travel UUID, and if you're calling through some program and you don't have key field, in our case travel UUID, then we can use the CID reference field as well. And we have the parameter. This parameter will contain all the fields whichever you have defined as part of the parameter. In our case, we have defined one abstract entity. If you open this abstract entity, this is having only one field as of now, that is called the discount. So we can read now this particular discount field. Before reading that, we have to make sure this particular discount should not have 0 value, or the values should be between 1 to 100. So that thing we have to make sure. To do implementation, let me go to the implementation part of this particular method. So what I will do, I will first declare one internal table which I will use. I don't want to modify the keys table, so I just use for my internal purpose lt_keys, which will be copied from the keys table. Why I declared this internal table? Because I want to delete all the entries from this particular keys which we are getting as part of importing parameter, wherever the discount is initial or it is not between 1 to 100. So that I want to do. Obviously I don't want to apply negative discount or something like that, so that we have to do. Or for that I have to loop through this table. Control C, loop, control space you can do, and loop at assigning, control V, the table. We will do the inline declaration here. Just fill symbol remove, control space, assigning, control space is not required, assigning field symbol we can use. I will do the inline declaration here, ls_keys. This is the first thing. And I want to loop through only those entries as of now where this particular discount amount, control space I will get the discount amount from the param parameter. The discount amount is initial. In that case, I want to remove that entry from the alt keys, and I want to fill the failed and reported structure because I want to return some error message. And second thing, not only that, it should be initial. Second thing, I want to check or this particular percentage param discount is having greater than 100, or last thing, percentage param discount value is less than equal to 0. Any one of these three conditions satisfying, then first thing I want to fill the failed structure and the reported structure. So let me see the failed and reported structure I want to fill. Let me copy this failed, Control C. So I will fill this particular failed structure. So basically I want to append if you see this failed structure, I want to append the value in this gr_travel_d table. If you see the derived type, we have to fill for which transactional key it got failed. That transactional key we have to fill basically here. So we should not access using the tky. We always use the we should not access the field using the key field percentage key. You always have to use tky. I told that statement in my previous video as well, because in future if you convert this application to the draft application, then it will be very useful. Okay, so that is the reason I need to fill this in failed travel with basically I have to append, but I want to get value help. So that is the reason I am filling the internal table first, and then I will append this entry instead of filling this internal table. Here I am getting the value help, so I want to fill the percentage tky instead of percentage key, and that key field I will get from this particular Control C from our keys fields, percentage tky. So this is not my aim. If I do like this, if we have multiple entries where I want to deduct the discount, I want to apply this particular action, that case you will be able to apply only for one. That we already faced this issue in my authorization video also. So basically we have to append this entry, append this particular value. This should be work area, Control C, and to convert into work area, I just have to remove this value, this particular work area, to this internal table, Control C, Control V, and it's not required now. Why did I previously like this? Because I want to get the value help. If I append the value, I will do Control space, I will not get the help. That is the reason. The same way I filled the failed structure, in the same way I will fill the reported structure as well. Why we are filling the reported structure? I want to tell front end this is the message I want to give, and these all are the field I want to highlight for this particular error. So I have the reported as well, so let me use reported, Control space reported, Control space travel. Again I will do the same thing here. I want to fill first values, so I will get easily value help. Here also we will be having the transactional key, obviously, Control C, Control V. Apart from transactional key, here we will be having percentage message field, Control space percentage message field I want to fill. The message field I have already one message class, demo message class, which we are using in my previous video as well. So for that I will create the object. So that message class I have noted down somewhere here. So these are the steps I'm going to perform. First I will validate the incoming values, then read this. I will explain, no need to worry. I just want to use this existing message class, Control V, and if you do Control space also, you will shift enter, you will get all the values. I don't want to utilize each and every value. I just want to pass the first thing, the text ID, obviously what message I want to pass, that is also available in this particular message class. Control V, the discount error is there, discount invalid, And apart from that, I want to highlight some of the fields. First, I want to give the severity. That should be, we are getting from if ABAP. We have, I want to use message severity. I think MK is on for message severity. For this I forgot what is the exact operation permission phases. I think this is the interface only. Okay, no, this is not the message. I think we have message something. Oh, now this is correct. And for this I will be having the severity. Okay, that is one. And in this case, this is the error message. So these two fields more than enough. Let me delete other things I don't want to fill. This will create the appropriate message for me. So I have created the message. Again, we do the same thing. Instead of doing this, I will append the value. I will use append value statement, Control C. And what value I want to append? I want to append this value only, but I want to remove one out of this, Control C. This should be work area basically. So for preparing work area, let me remove this one. Append this value to this reported table, Control C, Control V, and let me delete this, is not required now. Anything wrong? Let me put dot. Let me create appropriate thing, delete. This is the message I want to do, and Alt Shift A to do vertical spacing. That is good. This is for the message class. So let me remove this unnecessary message here, which is not required, and Alt Shift A again. Let me do some space here. This is for the message class, and this is for the my append value. Okay, and I want to append some of the more fields also. I forgot to append. So for that, this is the one way you can do the value. You can see I want to append some more field value. For example, percentage element. If I do Control space, I'm not getting value help now because I'm appending. So there is another way. If you did like this, you can see the element info. So this is called the ABAP element info view. You can select your element, link with editor. Sorry. And you can select here ABAP element. Okay, this is not coming. Why it is not coming? Failed. Okay, failed came reported. Oh, because I have error, that is the reason. Let me select this reported. Why it is not coming? Let me link with the editor and select this one. Delete. Let me select this. Shift F1, Control F3. Link with editor. Let me select this one. Why this is not refreshing for me? Outline. Okay, now it is refreshing. Let me select ABAP element. Sorry guys, I don't know why it is not coming. Ideally it should, as soon as you select. Okay, now it came in. Sorry, I will cut this video a little bit in between. Okay, now what I want to see, I want to now unlink with the editor, and you come little bit right, and you can open your derived type, not this one. Let me go back. Derived type you have to open, and you can see now all the fields. I want to fill the element field. Control C. Like that also you can work if you don't know, if you're not getting the value help when Control space. So in this element I want to highlight the booking fee. I'm not getting value help, I know. Booking fee, Control C, Control V, and we have to use here our interface call. Here we have to use if ABAP. This is the very important interface. We can have if ABAP be control space HV, and we have to access mk on. We have to make it on, means it will be highlighted in front end screen. Not only this particular element, I want to highlight this particular action as well. So you can use Control C, Control V. So user will get to know from where it is this particular error is coming from. Control space not working again. Let me select deduct discount. Control C, Control V, equal to, and I will pass the same value. Control C, Control V. Shift F1. And since this entry is not relevant for me now because it is having error, I will delete from this LT key. Delete. Since it is the key table, so we can directly use delete statement. It will delete that current line. Okay. After that, we have to check. After applying, we want to remove all those entries which is not having proper discount value. After that, we just want to check this should not be initial. Is not initial means it should have some value, then only you have to go further. Otherwise, you should not go further. Now based on this values, I want to read the existing booking values, booking amount values from the transactional buffer. For that, we have to use read entities of GI. So our entity name is ZR underscore travel underscore D. This is our entity, and which entity you want to read? The same entity I want to read, GR travel underscore D. I want to do in local mode to avoid this warning. I don't want to apply the access control again and the feature control. That is the reason in local mode. Again, I want to read fields. Which fields you want to read? I want to read booking fee only as of now because I want to modify the booking fee value. And once I will modify this booking fee value, based on what value you want to read, width we have to use, and with the LT keys. Control C, corresponding we can pass corresponding as LT keys, or we can pass directly with keys table because this will be having, okay, we have to get the result also. Result data, obviously we have to get the result LT underscore travel. This is shift F1. So you have read the values. Once you go to the booking fee, I want to apply on this bookings whatever I have the values, I want to apply the discount, and I want to create the new internal table, and that I will modify using the modify statement on the transactional buffer. Whatever we will do in these methods, we will do on the transactional buffer only. So for that, what I will do, I will loop through this again. Control space, loop at assigning this particular travel, again field symbol, ls underscore travel, and one by one all the things I will loop through. And when I am looping, I have to make sure I have to read the discount value. So for that, I have to declare one discount value data LV discount that I will read from our this table. This is having the booking fee discount. I will read from the LT keys table. Control C, remaining values. So I will be reading from this table. I will use table expression to read, and I will pass the percentage TKY again because I want to convert this application to the draft application. So you have to use everywhere percentage TKY, and the corresponding percentage TKY you have to pass here. And the discount value you want to get, so for that, control space you do. In this case, the discount value will be in the param, percentage param, or discount, and like that we can get the discount. we are getting one warning. We have to remove this also. Okay, I think this is having some secondary key, so we have to use secondary key here. The secondary key is the ID, which is having the same type. So I will use this particular secondary key which is having the same type. So let me use key, ID or entity, any name you can use, both names are valid. So secondary key, you can see this one, ID or entity name. So you can use either entity as a key or ID, both are similar. And this is having the percentage TKY or percentage key, both are similar in our case. So percentage key also same. If you open the percentage TKY, that is also having only one field called the travel UI. So this is how we have read the discount. Now we want to apply the discount on this particular amount. So for that, whatever the discount value, I have to declare the one value, data LV underscore, which is real discount, disc equal to, that should be type of decimal float, ABAP dot decimal float we can get somewhere. Okay, so decimal float 36, I forgot the data element name, something is there. Okay, so the star float, something is there. No, we don't have something. Okay, let me, not sure why we are not getting the value help for the elementary data type. So this is the data type I want to use, decimal float 16, and because I want to calculate some decimal values, so what this will be the, for example, 5%. So what I will do, I want to make 0.05, that I will multiply by the original amount, then I will get the discount value, and that discount value I will deduct from the original amount and I will calculate the new amount. So this is formula, percentage formula basically, and in this case it should be this particular control C, control V should be multiply or divide by 100, not multiply by 100, divide by 100, and I want to calculate the new value. So that new value I will take in again in new variable, discounted LV, disc booking fee, discounted booking fee. So something like that I will, so that will be basically your original booking fee, control C, booking fee minus, you have to this original booking fee multiply by this, multiply by this particular discounted value, and you deducted this value and you got new booking fee, shift F1, and I want to declare one new data element as well. I will declare here as here only as of now, you have to declare on top. So that should be data LV underscore, not LV, this should be our travel entity type. So LT travel new, that should be type table for update, and our entity type D, in this case Z R underscore travel underscore D. This is the entity type. So if you see this table type, we have to fill this table. We want to use for update. So what all are the field you have updated, and based on that we have to fill this particular table again. So I have to add the new entry in this one. Again we have to use append here, but as of now this should come like that, value operator and the hash, control space, percentage TKY I will fill first, TKY, because I want to fill the keys which table I want to update, this particular travel ID I want to update. Control V, percentage tky. Using this percentage tky, and I want to update this travel field, and what value you want to update? The amount. So Control C, booking fee I want to update. So the booking fee should be equal to this particular booking fee. That's it. And for this travel ID, I want to update the booking fee. Shift F1, Control F3. We can declare this both the variable above. Control X, Control V. Let me go back, remove the unnecessary things, and instead of this value, I will use append, because if we have multiple travel, then I have to use append. So Control X, append this value, remove the table to this particular internal table. All right. Shift F1, Control F3. Control F3. Now what I want to do, I updated, I want to use the modify statement to modify this particular travel, and again I want to read back the data, and I want to fill the data. Modify the transactional data on the transactional buffer. So for that we have to use modify entities of, Control space, we can use the same entity, Control C, Control V, in local mode, and in this case entity, which entity you want to modify? The same entity, travel entity. And in this case modify, you have to use update. Which field I want to update? I will use update fields, and I want to update only the booking fee. This is the booking fee with, I have to pass the table, but I have already ready-made table where I already have the modified field. So I want to update with this table with this particular travel. Control C, sorry, Control V. Now it is okay. I have already provided here transactional key and the modified discounted amount, that, and I have used the booking fee, so no need to fill the control structure. If I don't want to use a field here, and I can fill here the control structure as well, you know, from my previous video of the modify entities statement. So this is done. Now I want to, once it is modified on the transactional buffer, I want to read back. So read entities of this particular same, Control C, Control V, in local mode. Which entity you want to read? gr travel underscore D, and in this time I want to read with Control space, with all fields. I want to read all fields with, in this case I want to pass the table with, I have the table lt underscore travel. This table, based on these tables already I have modified these table entries, so I want to read based on this only. With corresponding, I can use corresponding, Control V, this lt underscore travel, or I can use lt underscore keys as well, because in this both the tables, let me use lt underscore keys only. In this table, which I have really modified those travel which are available, corresponding lt underscore keys, something else. And once we read the result data lt modified data, modified travel, I can write. That is fine. Something else I am missing here? No. Once we read, I want to fill back now result structure, because I want to send this data to the result structure. Control C. Here I can use value operator because we are not using inside the loop. So result should be, if I control equal to, I have linked with editor, so ideally result structure is the F2. If you see, I want to pass the travel UID and the parameter which I have modified. So value operator as double time control space percentage key equal to transactional key. I have to loop through the data. For example, in this case I have to use for loop for ls underscore modified underscore travel something in this particular internal table. Control C, I want to pass this all the data. Control V, and then I want to fill the corresponding values of this particular LSMO travel. I think this should work, or there is something issue. Or instead of corresponding, I can pass the result data itself. Let me do F2. I have to pass the TKY obviously and param field. These are the two fields. So let me pass the result field only, percentage TKY, which should be equal to come from this particular TKY. Control V, I would have used, because name is same, then I can use, otherwise there can be issue. Control V. I don't know what it is happening. 1 second. This, okay. Control space. TKY I can use, and enter I can use. And second field I want to pass the percentage param. That should also come from this only. Control V, percentage param. Oh no, percentage param will be not there. Percentage param, I think it is not the percentage param. Let me do F2. Percentage param is type of the travel, so I have to pass again, because $self we have used, so we have to pass the travel, entire travel here. So in this case, Control C, let me do this travel itself. Control V. Something else. So thank God we didn't use the corresponding, otherwise it would have not worked. Shift F1. Let me go to my project. Let me do Control F3. So this is how we have implemented this particular discount. It's pretty long. So let me explain quickly what we did. So we will go line by line. First, we have the keys. If you see the importing and exporting parameter, we have the keys. Inside the keys, we are having the travel ID and the parameter, this current parameter type of the discount. I want to make sure that discount should not be 0, or it should be between 1 to 100. So for that, I applied the condition. If it is this condition is not filled, I have filled the failed and reported structure. And the remaining thing, I deleted those entries from my LT keys table, and remaining thing I took further, and I read this particular data from the transactional buffer. Basically, I read from booking fee, because I want to change the booking fee, and then I applied that particular discount on this particular booking fee, and I filled back in new structure. And based on this new internal table, which is type of the travel entity, and I used this particular travel entity table, and I modified my travel entity with corresponding to this particular travel entity, basically booking fee, because I have changed the booking fee. So I have modified the booking fee field. Once I have modified the booking fee field, I read back the data from this particular transactional buffer, and I send this data to the result back. So this is how I have implemented this particular travel method, or we can say deduct discount method. Now what we will do, we will see how it is working or not. For that, I have to use this particular in the projection view, and I have to declare one button on UI as well. Let me open the projection view first, and use this action in projection as well, and add the UI annotation as well. First, we will open the projectional behavior definition. This we have the base behavior definition. Let me open the projection behavior definition, and here we will use the action. the travel. Use action. What action we have? We want to use the deduct discount and control F3. Not only we have to modify the behavior definition, consumption behavior definition, we have to go to the metadata extension file of the travel and we have to enable the action button. So if you remember, we already declared this action button, we didn't enable. So as of now, let me enable one of them, control greater than. You can see this is for action. Let me comma separated button, type is the action button. The action name which we have given deduct discount, the same we have used, I think so, and label is the deduct discount, and invocational grouping means change set. It will basically use for the change set. So that's it, I think so. We have to enable this for the object page as well, and let me do the control F3 and we enabled here as well. I hope so. Now it should work. Control F3. Let me put one breakpoint as well. Where I have to put breakpoint in the deduct discount. Double click on this one, data statement. Let me go to the service binding. Click on preview button. For that, let me select the root entity and click on preview button. The discount button should appear first thing on our list report page. I can see it is appearing, working. Let me click on go button. It's first we will test on the object page and then we will test on the list report page as well. So let me select one of the travel. I can see the amount is booking fee is 20. I want to give the 1% discount suppose. So let me click on deduct discount. It will ask for the value. This is coming from our abstract entity. So we will give 1% discount. Let me give some 0. I want to get the error first. Deduct discount. This debugger is triggering. Yeah, the debugger got triggered. So you can see I'm in debug perspective. Let me get the keys. If you see the keys importing parameter, only one entry, travel UUID with the param. And if you open this param structure, you will be having the discount value as a 0. Let me do F6. So this loop will run because we have passed the discount value as 0. F5. So now we will fill the failed structure because we have passed the deduct structure wrong value, should not be 0. And let me do F6. We have filled the reported structure as well. And let me delete this from the LT keys. So currently LT key is having the one entry. If I do F5, it will delete that particular entry. Now let me do F5. F5, check LT key is not initial. In this case it is initial. It will come out from this method and we will get the error message in front end. Let me go to the front end. Invalid discount. Enter a number between 1 to 100. This message, where it is coming from? It is coming from the message class which we have used. It's a standard message class. I don't want to create again and again. I don't want to create my own message class. That is the reason I used existing one. So let me again do something. Deduct discount. This time let me pass one valid value and let me click on deduct discount. Let me do F5. This time LT key. It will not go inside. So we will be having value. We are reading the LT travel value. Only booking fee will be filled along with the travel UUID. You can see booking fee along with the travel UUID. I'm looping through the LT travel. I got the discount value as a 1. I divided by 100. So new discount value in the decimal 0.01. And now discounted new value. Existing value booking fee is 20. New value will be 19.80 after applying the discount. I filled the LT travel new, which is having basically internal table to modify, update the data, which I have used here, modify statement. If you see LT table, I just filled the booking fee and transactional key. So transactional key, travel UID and booking fee, which I want to change. And I have applied the modify statement on top of that. And it will modify on the transactional buffer. We will read again modified data from the transactional buffer, but this time I want to read entire data because my returning parameter is the $self. I want to return entire data. That is the reason, and same data will be displayed using this result in the front end. Let me graph it. Let me go to the front end, and you can see data 19.80 is applied. Now quickly, I have ready-made code for accept travel, reject travel, and calculate total price that I will paste, because no need to go again in the same code which I have explained in the managed scenario, and we will see how it is working or not. That's it. Sorry, my mic was down, might be little bit low voice for you guys, but I put again back. And now let's implement accept travel, reject travel. So let me click on accept travel, control click. It will take me to the accept travel implementation. I have, as I told you, I have already ready-made code for accept travel. It's very simple. Just we are reading the data from the transactional buffer, and we modifying the data from the transactional buffer, and we are reading back the data and just passing in the result same way. So what we did, since as soon as user click on accept travel button, we are having in the importing parameter of the accept travel button, we will be having the keys. Based on these keys, we will modify the data from the transactional buffer. We will change the status of that particular travel entity which user selected to the accepted, and we will read the entire data back because we have to return the $self as a output parameter. So we will read again entire data back, and we just return that data like we did in the discount. So this is same, and this is just we are modifying discount overall status instead of the discount amount. It's a very simple code, and the same way we can do for the reject travel also. Let me go to the reject travel method. Just we instead of accepting, just you have to reject one word change only. Instead of A, you have to write X. Let me copy this also, Control C, Control V, and dot. So in this case, whatever user selected, those entity we modified with the rejected status, and we read back those entities from the transactional buffer and send that data back to the front end, because we have output parameter as a $self. So we have to return entire entity. You can see the parameter as an entire entity we are returning. And importing parameter we don't have, so we no need to read. We just directly go and modify the status. That is the button work, that reject travel status to reject the travel. So that's a simple code. Let me do Control F3, and the last is the recalculate total price, which we will trigger during the determination. Each time when the travel fee, booking fee, or booking supplement fee will change, then we internally call on this particular determination like we did in the managed scenario, this particular action. And for that I also have, obviously I have the code. It's very simple, not that much simple, but if you know the VDL syntax, then it's simple only, not much things are there. Let me explain quickly. So in this, what we are doing, since we have to read three, if you see the importing parameter, we only have the keys, and exporting failed and reported and mapped parameter we have. The importing we have the keys. Based on the keys we will read the travel entity, booking entity, and booking supplement entity. What we want to read? Only amount. What amount? Booking fee, and along with the currency also we want to read, because if booking fee have the EUR, booking supplement fee you have the USD, so we have to convert in the one currency, and then we have to calculate the total and we have to display. So in that case, we are reading the data from the travel first. We put in the LT travel, deleted where the currency code is initial, then we loop through this data, and we just got the LT amount percentage we just got from this travel, booking fee, and currency code. This is the first things we got from this particular travel. Now we read the data from the booking as well, booking entity as well, And how we are reading by association from the for this travel, what all are the bookings are there. If you're not understanding, I have explained in detail in my manage scenario. And again, we loop through the booking supplement data, because when we read the data, we put the, because we booking supplement also we have read, based on the booking we read the booking supplement also, and based on the travel we read the booking. By association, both the things we are doing, and all three entities we got the two things, amount and currency code. Once we got the all the data in one table only we are getting, which is the table we are getting in the LT amount PERC code, means LT amount per company code. So this we have declared explicitly. We just want amount and currency code from the travel, booking and booking supplement. All three entities we have filled this particular table. Once we got all the data, I'm looping through this data, which will be having, not only it is having the data from the travel, it is having the data from the booking and booking supplement amounts. All three amounts I loop through. I checking the currency code is equal, which is I need, which should be equal to the transaction, which should be equal to the our total amount currency code. If it is equal, then I'm directly adding. If it is not equal, I'm using the currency convert AMDP. This is the custom AMDP again, demo AMDP. You can create your own. If the T00 table, a currency table is currency conversion table is properly maintained, you will be having here converted data, and then you can add those amount accordingly. So, and finally, once I got the total amount, total price, I updated the total price in the travel entity. And this particular action I will call internally whenever the travel booking fee, travel fee and booking supplement fee will get changed. I will show you in the front end also, Control F3. When we implement this determination, then we will see implementation of this particular method. So I did this thing. Now let me modify our metadata extension file to enable this particular action buttons. So let me enable these two action button as well, accept and reject. And for the total price, it's internal action, so no, we don't have any button for total price, but we have button for the accept and reject travel. Let me do Control F3. Let me go to my projection view and enable this, both the actions. Which actions? Accept and reject travel. Let me do Control Alt arrow down, and this time I have to use Control space accept travel and delete Control space reject travel. These are the three action I want to use in the front end, so I modified the consumption view as well. Let me directly go to the service binding and preview my application. So let me close the existing preview. I was not having all three buttons, but I will be having now all three buttons. Let me click on, I'm not debugging now because I know it will work. Let me click on go button. Let me select its open status. Let me select this and let's accept it. 4136. Now it got accepted. If I go inside also, it is got accepted. Let me reject it. So let me reject it. It got rejected. So you can see the accept and reject both are working perfectly. And apart from that, something else I want to do. This is how this accept and reject travel action buttons are working. And what else we can do? As soon as you select anything, these all get enabled, and as soon as you can deselect this one, it got disabled. But we don't have total price. So what that total price will do? So when you edit this one, whenever you will change the booking fee, or if you change this particular booking fee, or if you change some other price is there, flight price or supplement price, that time we have to write the determination. That determination should call this particular action called recalculate total price, and that determination should update this total price field. Whenever you change the booking fee or travel fee or booking supplement fee, or anything get changed, it should trigger the determination and it should update the total price. So this determination part, and along with that side effect which we didn't discuss in my many scenario, those all things we will discuss in my upcoming session. Before going to those videos, please like this video, share this video with others as well. With that, thank you and happy learning.